have you ever wondered what would happen if the USA becomes North Korea? What a thought, isn't it? Let's imagine. Let's delve into the realm of the hypothetical and explore the uncharted territories of a world where the United States of America, the bastion of democracy, suddenly transforms into a nation like North Korea, a state known for its totalitarian regime. Let's begin with the political landscape. The USA, a country known for its robust democratic values, where power is divided into three branches: the legislative, executive, and judicial. Now imagine this power concentrated in the hands of a single entity. The checks and balances, gone. The freedom to question, criticize, and voice dissent, gone. The nation would be under the rule of an iron fist where the leader's word is law. Moving on to the economic sector. The USA, one of the largest economies in the world where capitalism thrives and innovation is rewarded. But what happens when this transforms into a state-controlled economy? The market competition that fuels innovation and growth would be replaced with a centrally planned system. The freedom to start your own business, to invest, to grow wealth, all of it would be under the control of the state. Last but not least, let's consider the social life of citizens. The USA, a nation where freedom of speech, expression, and the pursuit of happiness are not only rights, but a way of life. Imagine a world where these freedoms are curtailed, where every aspect of life, from what you wear to what you watch, is controlled by the state. The diversity and vibrancy that define American society would be replaced with uniformity and control. This hypothetical scenario paints a picture that is drastically different from the America we know today. It's a stark reminder of the importance of the values we hold dear: democracy, freedom, and the pursuit of happiness. Now let's delve deeper into each of these aspects to truly understand the magnitude of such a transformation. Imagine the USA, a beacon of democracy, transforming into a totalitarian regime. This is not a shift that happens overnight. It would be a gradual change, a slow erosion of the freedoms and rights that we hold dear. In this new configuration, the power would be centralized, with all authority vested in a single entity. The checks and balances that we've come to associate with our democratic system, the tripartite division of power among the executive, legislative, and judicial branches, would be replaced by a single ruling body. This could lead to an absolute monarchy or a dictatorship where the ruler has unbridled authority over the nation. The impact on individual freedoms would be significant. Freedom of speech, a cornerstone of the American way of life, would be heavily curtailed. The government would control the media, restricting access to information and limiting public discourse. The right to peaceful assembly, to protest against injustices, could be suppressed. And the right to vote, the very foundation of a democracy, might be a distant memory. Human rights would also be at risk. In a totalitarian regime, the state often uses fear and repression to maintain control. This could lead to widespread human rights abuses, with little to no recourse for the victims. The overall governance of the nation would change drastically as well. Policies would be made without public input or scrutiny. There'd be no opposition party to challenge the ruling authority, no free press to hold them accountable. The rule of law could give way to the rule of power, with the regime deciding what's legal and what isn't. But it's not just about the loss of freedoms and rights. This political shift would also affect the country's international standing. As a democratic nation, the USA is a global leader, influencing world politics, championing human rights, and fostering international cooperation. But as a totalitarian state, it would likely become isolated, facing sanctions and condemnation from the international community. This complete overhaul of political systems would undoubtedly have a profound impact on the economy as well. A nation's economy is intrinsically linked to its political structure. Imagine the United States, a beacon of capitalism and free markets, suddenly switching to a centrally planned economy like North Korea. The economic implications of such a shift would be colossal, and the ripple effects would reverberate across the globe. Firstly, the free markets as we know them would collapse. The government would control the means of production, and supply and demand would no longer dictate prices. Instead, the state would set prices, often leading to shortages or surplus, because it's challenging to accurately predict the needs of an entire population. The American dream, the idea that anyone can succeed through hard work and determination, would evaporate. The entrepreneurial spirit that has spurred innovation and technological advancements would be stifled, replaced by government control and regulation. American businesses, both large and small, would bear the brunt of these changes. The tech giants of Silicon Valley, the financial behemoths of Wall Street, the small businesses that form the backbone of the economy, all would find themselves under the thumb of the government, their fate no longer in their hands. The international trade landscape would also be transformed. The United States, currently a major player in global trade, could become more isolated. This could lead to a decrease in the variety of goods available, an increase in prices, and a general decline in the quality of life for the average American. Moreover, the US dollar, which serves as the world's primary reserve currency, could lose its value, leading to a global financial crisis. Countries holding large amounts of US debt would find themselves in a precarious position, potentially sparking worldwide economic instability. And let's not forget about the American worker. In a centrally planned economy, job choices become limited, and wages are set by the government. The freedom to pursue a career based on personal passion or skill could become a thing of the past. Such economic changes would not only affect the wealth of the nation, but would also drastically change the day-to-day life of its citizens. As the political and economic structures change, so does the fabric of society. Let's take a journey into this hypothetical world where the United States takes on the social characteristics of North Korea, a world where the education system, the cultural landscape, freedom of speech, and the media are all dramatically altered. In this new world, education would likely undergo significant changes. The curriculum might shift to a more state-controlled narrative, focusing on instilling loyalty and obedience to the government. The emphasis on critical thinking, creativity, and innovation, cornerstones of the current American education system, could be supplanted by a more uniform, government-approved educational framework. Moving on to culture, the United States, a melting pot of diverse cultures and traditions, could see a significant transformation. Arts, music, literature, all could potentially be molded to fit a singular narrative. The vibrant cultural diversity, which is a hallmark of American society, might fade into the background. Then there's freedom of speech, an essential cornerstone of democracy. It's hard to imagine an America without its free and open discourse. However, in this hypothetical scenario, this freedom could be curtailed significantly. A culture of self-censorship might develop, with people fearing retribution for expressing dissenting opinions. And what about the media? In the United States, the media serves as a watchdog, holding the government accountable. But in this new world, media outlets could become mere mouthpieces for the government, broadcasting only state-approved news and information. The Fourth Estate, as we know it, might cease to exist. Lastly, let's not forget about individual liberties. A world where surveillance and control increase, where privacy becomes a relic of the past, and where freedoms we take for granted are no longer assured. The repercussions of such a transformation on the social fabric of the nation are immense and far-reaching. It's a chilling hypothetical scenario, but one that underscores the importance of the democratic values we hold dear. What we've explored today is a hypothetical scenario, but it serves to highlight the importance of our political, economic, and social structures. We've journeyed into the realm of the unlikely, asking what might happen if the United States, a beacon of democracy and capitalism, were to transform into a nation similar to North Korea, known for its autocratic regime and controlled economy. We first delved into the realm of politics. The United States, as a democratic nation, prides itself on the freedom of speech, a wide array of political opinions, and the power to vote. An abrupt shift to a single-party system, with limited political freedoms and an autocratic leadership, would be a stark contrast, affecting every aspect of American life. From there, we ventured into the economic implications. The free market and entrepreneurial spirit that drive the American economy would be replaced by a state-controlled economy. This change, we discussed, would likely lead to widespread economic instability, a decrease in living standards, and potential famine due to lack of economic freedom. We then looked at the social changes that could occur. Freedom of expression, a cornerstone of American society, would be heavily curtailed. The vibrant cultural exchange, the diversity, the open debates and discussions that make America what it is, could all be replaced by a more homogeneous and controlled society. However, it's vital to remember that this was a thought experiment, designed to help us appreciate the freedoms and structures we often overlook. This exercise wasn't meant to stir fear, but to provoke thought and appreciation. The United States and North Korea are vastly different countries, each with its own set of complexities and challenges. While this is a thought experiment, it underscores the value of our freedoms and the structures that uphold them. It's a reminder to appreciate and protect the liberties we often take for granted. This exploration, we hope, has given you a newfound appreciation for the freedoms we enjoy and the structures that ensure their existence.